World of Outlaws late model rookie last year, Max McLaughlin, announced he is out of a ride as it stands now with Nice Motorsports due to a major sponsor dropping out. McLaughlin announced in November that he was going to be teaming up with Nice Motorsports to chase some prestigious dirt super late model events in 2025. You can see that here on Facebook. Nice Motorsports says, "We're getting our hands dirty. Excited to be working with HWH Performance and Max McLaughlin for some prestigious dirt super late model events in 2025. He'll get an early start this weekend at the Peach State Classic at Sonoya Raceway." McLaughlin also shared this on his personal Facebook page, saying, "Super excited for this opportunity to race with Nice Motorsports and HWH. We have some great sponsors coming on board this year and have a great group of guys. Very excited to get this precision vehicle logistics number 4 on track tomorrow." However, fast forward to February 12th, about a week ago, and Max shared an update on his Facebook page indicating that he would not be competing in the Nice Motorsports Dirt Late Model due to a major sponsor dropping out. Let's take a listen to what he had to say.
Hey guys, Max McLaughlin here. Just watching some Volusia on Dirt Vision and kind of figured I'd fill you guys in on what my 2025 is looking like. At this point, I don't really have any races scheduled, and it's a bummer. Never really been in this position in my career yet, but it's name of the game these days. It takes a lot of money to compete at this level, and thought we really had a good deal going together with Nice Motorsports, and we did. They hired all the right people. We had a really smart young crew chief come in, and we raced once last year. It went well, and I really thought it was going to be a good deal for this year. And in all honesty, we just had a primary sponsor, back out and don't have the funds to go race. So there's still a possibility we could race some this year with them guys, and I hope it does happen. But at this point, my only stuff going on is talking to a few different teams about running a few different types of cars and kind of bouncing around like I used to. And I'm looking forward to get back in the cars soon. But at this point, I don't have one scheduled race for 2025. So I got a business here in Charlotte. We're working really hard on trying to get that going, and that's been keeping me busy out of the race car. But man, I'd love to be at Volusia right now. It's probably the first time I haven't been in probably over 10 years. So got Gators in the back. We love them to try to add another one this year, but hopefully we're back there next year and hopefully see all you guys at the track soon. Definitely trying to put a deal together, working really hard on that. So that's just it. Kind of been quiet lately. Had tons of messages on all sorts of forms of social media, reaching out, asking what I'm doing, and haven't responded because I really don't know. So kind of name of the game. Takes a lot of money to compete at this level nowadays, and we're going to try to go find it and try to get in a good race car and go win some more races. So thank you guys. Thanks to the sponsors, teams, fans for all the support over the years, and hope to be back soon.
So there you go. That is what Max McLaughlin had to say there. He was supposed to chase a number of races, and it looked like he was supposed to be down there at Volusia, probably competing in a number of Speed Weeks races as well, not just at Volusia with the Dirt Car Nationals and the World of Outlaws, but was likely probably going to chase some of the Lucas Oil races too. But unfortunately, it sounds like a primary sponsor, confirming that a primary sponsor dropped out, and that kind of forced, I guess, Nice Motorsports' hand not to kind of compete in those races. And we've seen that those races can be very expensive with all of the work that goes into them, especially the guys that were down there racing at Alltech and Ocala and all the stuff that happened there. Like, you just look at Brian Shirley and all of the kind of adversity he faced this past couple months. So it is expensive. It is expensive, and it just sucks that we aren't going to get to see Max really compete, or it doesn't sound like we're going to see him compete as often as we'd like, because I actually thought he was really making a name for himself with the World of Outlaws. He got that one win at the Talladega Short Track. Obviously, I think it was rain delayed, but I mean, he ran a really, really good race and was looking to continue kind of that momentum. Did really well down there. I know he was a little bit aggressive, maybe sometimes too aggressive, kind of taking other guys out and things like that. But I think that comes kind of with experience, where he figures out how to really time those sliders really well. But I also like that he was willing to push the needle, because I think it pushes the other guys to drive just a little bit harder as well too. So it's unfortunate we aren't going to get to see Max out there on the track as much as we'd like to say, but he is also responding to some folks here who are kind of giving him a a hard time for absolutely no reason. We got this guy here saying crazy how normal poor people can make it to Florida with their own equipment and resources. You don't need to put a deal together. You need to buy a car engine and get to work like the hundreds of other drivers in the Northeast. And he said, Max responded saying those normal people own businesses and have good sponsors as well. It takes a lot of money to do it right. We can't afford to do it 100%. And I'm way too competitive to go run around and make laps in a car that isn't capable of winning. I respect your opinion, but I think you need a reality check. And in the video, he talks about how he is trying to get a business up and running off the ground. I think it's safe to say that maybe he's trying to get that going, so then maybe he can fund his racing team and he can maybe be his own sponsor, etc., to kind of do what this guy's saying. He talks about that in the video there. So I think Max gave a pretty measured response there to Max Johnson here, who's just kind of giving him a hard time because it is extraordinarily expensive. And I'm seeing lots of people kind of talk about how a lot of the open engine super dirt late model class has kind of disappeared, especially on a weekly basis. And a lot of the tracks are going to crates and stuff because the expenses are getting so high. You can just watch any kind of like Kenny Wallace video talking about dirt late model racing. He notes how expensive it is when you see a lot of these big guys are coming in with $1 million haulers, right? Hard to compete when you're going up against guys with that kind of money and you don't have this similar or at least maybe just a little less resources to them. And I think Max wants to be able to compete. He wants to be able to run with the best, and I think he's capable of doing that. And I think we saw some of that last year in his first season in a dirt late model. I think that was like one of his first time racing in a dirt late model for the most part, and he was running with the World of Outlaws, and he definitely, I think, turned some heads and showed that he belonged there. But that is what Max McLaughlin had to say, giving us an update on what was going on with him for 2025 and with Nice Motorsports. He's hoping that maybe he gets to run a couple races with Nice, but obviously with a major sponsor kind of dropping out, they aren't going to be able to chase as many of the races as they were expecting to just a couple of months ago. So let me know what you guys make of this. Let me know in the comments below.